Hello dear students, today we will discuss that 10th class all the district gout pre-final papers, only chemistry will discuss, only chemistry part. In the last class we discussed that 1 mark questions already completed. Now let us see the 2 marks questions what is given in the all the district pre-finals, right. So let us see that first question, write a chemical equation and balance it when zinc react with HCl. So first question is what? Write a, right. So first question is write a chemical equation, write a chemical equation and balance it, write a chemical equation and balance it when zinc react with, dilute hydrochloric acid, when zinc react with dilute hydrochloric acid, So this is the question given for the 2 marks here. So what is that he asking? Write a chemical equation and balance it when zinc react with hydrochloric acid. So when the zinc react with hydrochloric acid, what is the products are forming, and that equation is asking to balance, okay, and write the equation asking. So first zinc symbol is what here? Zn, and it is react with what? Hydrochloric acid. Okay, it is react with what? Hydrochloric acid. When zinc react with hydrochloric acid, generally when the metals are react with hydrochloric acid, according to our textbook, when the zinc react with hydrochloric acid, it is releases the hydrogen gas. At the same time, it is form the product zinc chloride. It is form the product what? Zinc chloride. So zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is the product forming when zinc react with hydrochloric acid. Now this is the chemical equation, and let us see it is balanced or unbalanced. So here one hydrogen atom is present, but here 2 hydrogens are present. So we can say this is unbalanced equation. To make the balanced equation, we have to multiply with 2. Okay, in front of the HCl, what I am writing numerical number 2. So when I am writing the 2 in front of the HCl, that means hydrogens also multiplied by the 2 and chlorines also multiplied by the 2. That means 2 hydrogens and 2 chlorines are present right left side. If you see the right side, here also 2 chlorines and 2 hydrogens are there. Right. So that means what? This is the complete balanced equation when the zinc react with hydrochloric acid, and the products what is forming? Zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is forming. This is one of the question. And the next question, second question. So write any 2 examples. Second question is what? Write any 2 examples. Write any 2 examples of high reactivity metals and low reactivity metals. High reactivity and low reactivity metals. Low reactivity metals. So here how many asking? 2. Okay, any 2 from the high reactivity and any 2 from the low reactivity asking. So write any 2 examples of high reactivity metal, at the same time write any 2 examples of low reactive metal asking, right. So let us see that first of all, what is high reactive metal, what is low reactive metal, we'll see. First one I am writing the high reactive metals here: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum. So these metals are high reactive metals. Okay, these metals are what? High reactive metal, and asking any 2 examples from here. So you can write any 2 examples from this series, because this complete series is example of high reactivity metal. And one more, what is asking? Low reactivity metal. So let us write the low reactive metals what is present here. Low reactivity, how many asking? Low reactive metals, he asking the 2 metals he asking, right. So let us see the low reactive metal. Mercury is the low reactive metal, silver is the low reactive metal, and Rm also a low reactive metal. What is that here? Silver, mercury. Okay, silver, mercury and platinum and Rm. Silver, mercury, platinum and Rm. This is the low reactive metals, right. So now here we can write the any 2 examples, and from here also you can write the any 2 examples. So what he asking? Write any 2 examples of high reactive metal and write any 2 examples of the low reactive metal asking. So this is the 2 examples of high reactive metal, and these are the 2 examples of the low reactive metal. So this is one of the 2 marks question. And next one, third question. Third question is here he asking to write the IUPAC name. He asking to write the IUPAC name of the compound. So the IUPAC, the structure is given. So the structure, once I am writing here, CH3, and next of all CH, CH2, CH double bond, CH2. So this is the IUPAC. This is the structure of the hydrocarbon or organic compound, and he is asking to give the IUPAC name of this compound. So how can you give the IUPAC name of this compound? Here double bond is it. So double bond nothing but you are considering as there is what suffix. So now here what? We have to start the number from double bond containing carbon, because other than double bond there is no other substituent, there is no other functional group. So that's why the double bond containing carbon you should give the least priority. So you have to start the numbering from this carbon. So if you start the numbering from this carbon, this is what first carbon, and this is the second carbon, this is the third carbon, and this is the fourth carbon, and this is behaving as it is CH3. It is behaving as a substituent, right? So now here, first of all, total how many number of carbon atoms are there in the longest chain? 4 carbon atoms are present. So 4 carbon nothing but, what is the root word here? Bute. Root word is what? Bute. So now prefix nothing but what is behaving as a prefix here? Methyl group. The methyl group present on which position? Third position. So we can write that is a 3-methyl. What can write that is 3-methyl bute, and primary suffix. Primary suffix nothing but what you are taking as a primary suffix? Double bond containing compound. So double bond you are treating as a primary suffix. The double bond present on which carbon? First carbon. So double bond nothing but what is the name of the double bond here? Ene, right? So the ene, it is present on which carbon? First carbon. So that means you can write that is a 1-ene. So totally how can write the name of this compound? 3-methyl. The compound name is what? 3-methyl bute 1-ene. This is the IUPAC name of this compound. 3-methyl bute 1-ene. This is the IUPAC name of this compound. So totally here this is the first question and second question and third question. So IUPAC name is asking, right? So compulsory one IUPAC name is asking in the maximum every exams is asking the IUPAC name. Otherwise they will give the name and asking to draw the structure of the compound by using the name. The given one table is given here. This is from the metallurgy. So the table is given. In this table is asking the two questions. One is identify the sulfide ore from the table and identify the iron ore from this table. So let us see that here. Identify the sulfide ore from this table. So where the sulfide ore is present here, this is the mercury sulfide. So this is the sulfide ore, and the remaining there is no having the sulfur. So here it is having the sulfur, but this is the copper ore, copper iron pyrites. So this is the copper ore, but is asking what? Sulfide ore is asking. So now identify the sulfide ore nothing but this is your correct option. So what is that answer here? Mercury sulfide, generally we call it that is what? Cinnabar. So identify the sulfide ore nothing but which option is coming? Second option is coming. So next one, identify the iron ore. So iron ore nothing but how many irons are present here? This is that iron ore Fe3O4 and Fe2O3 also iron ore. And already we discussed this is the not a iron ore, this is not a sulfide ore, this is the copper ore. So how many iron ores are present here? 2 iron ores is present. One is Fe2O3, one is what? Fe3O4. So answer is what here? 2 options is coming. One is Fe2O3 and one more is what? Fe3O4. So these are the 2 answers is coming when the identify the iron ore from this table, right? This is the one of the 2 marks question. Let's go for the remaining questions here. So identify the identify the ionization energy. So otherwise the question is which is having the more ionization energy? Which is having the more ionization energy, the nitrogen and oxygen, and asking the reason why. Okay, what is the ionization energy of nitrogen and oxygen? Okay, which element is having the more ionization energy and why? That is the question. So now here, when the nitrogen and oxygen, if you want to know the ionization energy, generally we have to write the electronic configuration based on the atomic number. So write the atomic number of the nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen atomic number is 7 and oxygen atomic number is 8. Now if you write the electronic configuration of nitrogen and oxygen, nitrogen electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 and oxygen electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Now both elements are belongs to second period only. Both elements are belongs to second period and this is the 7th element, this is the 8th element, nothing but left to right. Left to right atomic number increases. So that means first nitrogen is coming, next oxygen is coming. This is in the period. So we know that in the period when you are going from the left to right, atomic radius is decreases and ionization energy is increases, right? So now as per that concept, after the nitrogen oxygen element is coming, so we are expecting the oxygen ionization energy is more compared to nitrogen. But here what happened, due to the off-field configuration of the nitrogen, nitrogen having the more ionization energy compared to oxygen. So what is off-field configuration? Off-field configuration nothing but the number of electrons in a subshell, it is exactly half amount if it is present. Such type of configuration we call as off-field configuration. So if you see the nitrogen electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So in this 2p3, p subshell maximum number of electrons how many? 6. So out of 6 maximum number of electrons, 3 electrons is present. That means exactly half amount of the electrons is present. So that's why we can say this is half filled configuration. But come to the oxygen 2p4, that means maximum number of electrons are 6, but it is having how many electrons? 4 electrons is having. That means it is exactly not a half and it is exactly not completely filled. So we cannot say this is half filled configuration. So now half filled configuration of elements and full filled configuration of elements is very more stable. From that, if you want to remove the electron, it is required more amount of energy. So based on that reason, nitrogen is more stable in this configuration. From this stable configuration, if it is want to remove the electron, we have to apply the very more amount of energy, because no atom ready to lose their stability. Same like nitrogen also does not lose their stability, right? So that's why we have to apply the more amount of energy to remove the electron from the valence shell. So that means ionization energy of nitrogen is very more compared to oxygen. Ionization energy of nitrogen is more than the oxygen due to what? Half filled configuration, right? This is one of the 2 marks question. And next, let us see the next question. What is the atomic size of sodium and sodium plus? What is the atomic size of sodium and sodium plus, and which is having more atomic size and why, right? So now sodium and sodium plus, if you see that sodium atomic number is what? 11. Sodium atomic number is 11, and sodium plus atomic number also 11, because atomic number not depend on the charges. Atomic number is fixed. Okay, whatever the charge is, the plus charge is minus charge, whatever the charge is having, atomic number is fixed. That means atomic number is equal to number of protons. Atomic number equal to number of proton. Always in that atom, either electrons are gaining, either electrons are losing, but there is no transfer of protons is possible. Protons are fixed. So that means atomic number of the element is fixed. There is no change in the atomic number. So sodium atomic number is 11, and here also sodium atomic number 11, but it is a neutral state. That means there is no positive charge, there is no negative charge. It is a cation. It is a charged particle, right? So now here atomic number 11 in the neutral case, that means 11 protons are present, 11 electrons are present. But come to the sodium plus, here protons is 11. Plus nothing but what? When you are writing the place, that means 1 electron is removed from the valence shell. So now totally 11 electrons present here. From this 11 electron, 1 electron losing by the sodium. That means remaining how many electrons are present? 10 electrons is present. In the first case, neutral case, 11 protons, 11 electrons are present. That means 11 protons are attracting the 11 electrons perfectly. But here 11 proton, 10 electrons are present. That means number of protons is more. How many protons is more? 1 proton is more. Even though 1 proton is more, the 1 proton is attracting that. That means total how many protons here? 11 proton. How many electrons? Only 10 electrons. So these 11 protons attracting very more the 10 electrons. How many electrons here? 10 electrons. But if you see that sodium neutral case, 11 proton, 11 electron. 11 proton attracting the 11 electron. So exactly equal force is present. But come to here, 11 proton, 10 electron. Only 10 electrons are present, but 11 protons is present. So these 11 protons attracting the 10 electron very more towards itself. Because of that, what happened? The size is decreases. What happened here? The size is decreases. That means sodium having the more size compared to sodium plus. Sodium having the more size compared to what? Na plus. So always you have to remember one thing, that is always the neutral atom. Always the neutral atom size is exactly neutral atom size is average, but cation size is very less, and the neutral atom size is average, and the anion size is very more. This order you have to remember everywhere. Okay, this is what simply we call as a parent atom. This is anion. This is what cation. So always parent atom size is between the cation and anion. So anion size always more compared to parent atom, and the parent atom size is more compared to cation. So in this concept, if we see the sodium and sodium plus is having the less size compared to sodium. Sodium plus is having the less size compared to sodium, right? So this is the answer. So here total how many questions here? 3 questions. One is what? Identify the oxide ore and sulfide ore from the table, and the next one nitrogen and oxygen, which is having the more ionization energy, and the next one is sodium and sodium plus, which is having the more atomic size, and why. That is we have to explain the reason. Okay, if you explain with reason only, you will get the 2 marks. Perfect explanation when you will give exactly at the time, you will get the 2 marks. Otherwise, you will get 1 or 1.5 mark you will get.